Imagine waking up 170,000 years ago. The wind cuts through your skin, every breath burns. Around you, the world is wild, giant predators roam the darkness, and survival depends on every decision you make. You look down at the rough animal hide wrapped around your body. It feels obvious why you're wearing it, to stay warm. After all, that's what we've all been told. Humans invented clothes because they were cold. But what if that story isn't entirely true? What if one of the most familiar ideas in human history leaves out the most important part? Because the deeper scientists looked into the origins of clothing, the stranger the story became. Here's the first mystery. For hundreds of thousands of years, our ancestors lived without tailored clothing. They survived changing climates, dangerous animals, and harsh environments long before stitched garments appeared. If cold alone forced humans to wear clothes, why didn't they invent them much earlier? Making clothing was incredibly difficult. Every animal hide had to be cleaned, scraped, softened, and stitched together using bone tools. It demanded time, skill, and precious energy. Ancient humans would never choose that burden without a powerful reason. But that wasn't the strangest discovery. Scientists searching for answers didn't begin with caves or ancient skeletons. Instead, they studied something almost invisible, a tiny parasite, the human body louse. Unlike head lice, body lice can't survive on bare skin. They live inside clothing and depend on people wearing garments. By comparing the DNA of head lice and body lice, researchers discovered that the two separated roughly 170,000 years ago. That means humans were almost certainly wearing some form of clothing by then, but here's where the mystery deepens. The lice can tell us when clothing existed, they can't tell us why. And that's where everything changes. By the time humans begin leaving Africa, they were entering landscapes unlike anything their ancestors had known. Freezing winds, icy mountains, dense forests, sharp rocks, and unfamiliar insects turned every journey into a fight for survival. Clothing wasn't simply about comfort anymore. It became protection against freezing temperatures, against cuts and scratches, against biting insects, against the unknown. Instead of solving one problem, clothing solved many at once. That's why there's probably no single moment when humans suddenly invented clothes. It was a gradual adaptation, shaped by migration, changing climates, new environments, and countless generations learning through survival. In other words, the question was never, were humans cold? Of course they were. The real question is why clothing became essential only after humans began pushing beyond the world they had always known. And that answer is far more complex than a simple winter coat. Today, putting on a shirt takes only a few seconds. We rarely think about it. But every zipper, every sleeve, and every jacket traces its history back to people who were solving one of the greatest survival challenges our species had ever faced. Clothing didn't just help humans survive the Ice Age, it helped us cross continents, adapt to impossible environments, and eventually settle nearly every corner of Earth. So maybe everything you know about why humans wear clothes isn't completely wrong. It's just incomplete, and sometimes ... The missing part of the story changes everything. History is full of stories that seem obvious, until science uncovers something completely unexpected. If this changed the way you think about something as ordinary as clothing, you'll love what's coming next. Every week, we explore the hidden truths behind ancient humans, survival, evolution, and the mysteries that shaped our world. So if you're curious about the past and want to discover the stories most people never hear, hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications. You never know ... The next video might completely change the way you see human history all over again.